The Kenshaw story is one of hard work and dedication to his football club. The super successful junior coach, but a senior coach that never became. Instead, an 18-year club president that's left a legacy that'll last perhaps forever at his football club. Please join us for our newest inductee into the SFNL Hall of Fame, the Kenshaw story. Kenshaw, I've been looking forward to this. Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Let's go back very, very early days,
Yeah.
before even the St Paul's days, but you were, as a junior footballer, where?
I spent my junior career at East Brighton, down at Hurlingham Park. And then later on, when I finished there, I went over to East Camberwell YCW and played footy over in the YCW competition. And I was lucky enough to represent Victoria while I was playing in the YCW.
Well, you probably answered my next question. What sort of footballer were you? You must be a pretty good one.
No, just average.
Yeah.
just normal park footballer. Yeah. Centre forward, just enjoyed football and probably enjoyed my mates more than anything. The fun afterwards. Yeah.
So, you find yourself at St Paul's coaching the under-18s.
Yeah.
Then. But before that, it was St Peter's. There's a long association there.
Yeah.
Tell us about the St Peter's years.
Well, I got sort of, what happened there, St Peter's didn't have an under-10 coach, so I got a phone call from Rosa Beveridge, that they needed a under-10 coach, so I went over and took it over, and I coached the under-10s for 3 years, and the boys won the premiership for 3 years, and then I went right through under-11s, 12s, 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, 17s with the same under-10 side.
And all premierships?
Yeah, they all won, yeah. And then I finished with them, and then I went back and coached an under-16 side, and they won a premiership. Then I took them up to the under-17s, and they won a premiership, and then that's when something happened.
So I probably should ask you, was there ever a year when you coached a junior football side where you didn't win a premiership?
No.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Very successful as a junior football coach.
Yeah.
So that success then led to you being recruited to St Paul's Football Club.
That's right, yeah.
In what capacity initially?
As coaches, the coach of the under-18 side.
And I assume you won the premiership there as well.
No, we didn't.
Oh, well, there you
Noble
go.
Park were too good.
Yeah, okay. So you didn't go any good there. Well, no, you made the grand final though.
No, I made, I think, the semi or something.
Yeah, okay. All right.
But the only reason I went to St Paul's because Mark Williams, the senior coach at St Paul's, kept pestering me while I was coaching St Peter's under-17s. Used to even turn up to training, and I think the Friday night before the grand final, I think he more or less come out on the ground and took over training that night. Said, I'll do that for you, sure. And I said, oh, well, okay, no worries, yeah.
Okay.
So that's how it all happened.
So he got you across.
Yeah.
You've been at St Paul's then for, what, a year? A couple of years maybe?
Yeah.
But something happened. What happened then?
Yeah, well, that's another funny story too. I was out with the under-18 side, just having the training run at pre-season or whatever. And we sort of finished training, and I got a yell to go into the social room or whatever it was, And I walked in, they must have been having a annual general meeting or something, and I just sat there, and next minute my name went up to be president of the club, which I probably didn't want to do, but I was probably just said yes, I don't know why. Yeah. So I said yes and went home and thought, geez, what have I done? Yeah, but it worked out all right. Yeah. Because I probably didn't really want to be president, I just wanted to be a senior coach, but that never happened. So
you didn't get to coach senior footy after a stellar junior coaching career?
No.
They say that presidency is a role that you don't pick, it picks you, and it certainly sounds like that's the case.
Yeah.
So you were reluctant as a president initially, but certainly over the next 18 years, surely you adapted to the role and decided that I could do this?
Well, I had to adapt pretty quick, didn't I? Because I thought, I've got to do this. I can't let all these people down the St Paul's Footy Club down. So I thought I'd better get stuck into this and see what happened. But I had experience in the junior club. I've been president there for 3 or 4 years.
So some sort of background.
Yeah.
Interesting that it's almost a fear of failure or letting people down that drives you, something like that. Now most people are aware that presidents are hard-working people. But the amount of hours over 18 years in running that football club, it's just enormous, a lot of time.
Yeah, it was, but if you enjoy it, I didn't find it a difficult task. I did the first year because what happened there was they closed McKinnon Oval down. We had to play at Koonang Park. So we had to, every second week, we had to take all our supplies over to Koonang Park and, you know, and then drag them back home, you know. But we had to do it, you know what you had to do, and you do it, but you think, oh, this is, you know, and close Koonang Park down at 8 o'clock at night and clean it up. And
go back home, yeah.
And we were training at Mackie Oval, which was good. It was quite good, Mackie Oval.
I've known Ken for nearly 20 years, and he came down to the footy club in early 90s or mid 90s. Ken had coached St Peter's to 11 premierships in the juniors at St Peter's, and he brought his whole under-17 side across, and we won a premiership that year with Ken as coach. So that was just a magnificent effort. And Ken just stayed around, and he was a fantastic person to have around. There was nothing he wouldn't do. He was very dry, had a fantastic sense of humour, and we got on pretty well. I was always a bit fiery. Kenny just used to say, just let it go, and we always we just hit it off straight away, and that relationship's been going now for, like I said, nearly 20 years. And when he finished coaching the under-18s, he stepped up as president, and he was president for 18 years, and that was just, you know, and it's not without doubt that that's been the best period of St Paul's and the most successful period that we've had as a club.
So success at St Paul's, how do you measure it? For a man who's had 11 or something premierships as a junior football coach, 8 senior grand finals at St Paul's in your 18 years there for 3 premierships. Do you rate that a success?
Yeah, I do, but a lot of other people might. That was probably getting me down, you know, because we lost 5. We played in 5 grand finals before we won. But I thought I'd probably cost a few premierships because I wouldn't pay the money for the players. You know, I'd like to keep it local, boys, and you know, when recruiting starts, as you probably know, about October, footy finishes and away you go again, because the coach is right, so you sit with the coaches and that. But players were coming in wanting too much money, and I used to say, well, you know, politely, you know, piss off more or less, but politely, you know, we could never afford to pay them. So we just tried to keep to the local kids and, you know, whatever. And they were, you know, we had players that were getting paid bugger all and were getting offered big offers at other clubs, but they just stayed and played.
And why is that, do you think? Why did they stay?
Because the culture of the club, the environment, the local people coming to watch the game.
Yeah.
You know, the culture was good, and they were playing with their mates, you know. Yeah. And they just wanted to hang around St Paul's and play footy and then go out and have a bit of fun. Yeah. If you know. Yeah.
I do know what you mean. Yeah, there's been a few nights like that for all of us over the years.
Correct.
Yourself, I'm sure.
Yeah, correct.
Speaking of those sort of nights, so of those premierships, I know that the 2008 premierships one that you're pretty fond of.
Oh, that was just something special, because we'd been thrashed in the second semi, over 12 goals. St Kilda City had beaten us, thrashed us, and so we thought. We won the preliminary final, then Adam Shepherd and a couple of other coaches, you know, and myself, we decided we'd switch the side around a bit. So which you did, and we're thinking that the St Kilda City blokes might wake up to what's going on before, and we might get a bit of a break on them before they woke up. So we switched the players around, and everything worked out pretty well. It took them a long time to wake up. But I think St Kilda City blokes went out there and thought they just had to go out in the ground and the game was over. But, You know what it's like. Sometimes it's all in your head too.
Oh, it is, no question. So, with a win like that, you know, coming back from that thrashing, the semi-final, what was the feeling for you as the president and the leader in that environment?
Well, I couldn't explain the feeling. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
And to see all those local people run out in the ground after the game. And we hadn't won it, we've been beaten 5 times before that.
Yeah.
And to see just everyone having just the atmosphere, they ran out, people coming from everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So,
the coaches were just out, you know, Adam Shepherd and his staff. You know, it was just a fantastic night, day, whatever it was.
Probably went on for a few.
Yeah. Oh, the next day at Cathcart's place, it was just fantastic. It's just the local people, and back at that night, you know, all the local community there, and we had representatives from other clubs, other footy clubs in the Southern Footy League turned up to have a drink with, and a few umpires.
Is that right?
So
they all came to celebrate with you?
Yeah, because we've been, you know...
Pretty special.
Yeah, five losses in a row, you know, starts to wear you down a bit.
Yeah, it does. It does. Of course, there's wins further in 2011 and 2013.
Yeah,
You're
they were
getting used
great.
to winning premierships by them.
Oh, you never get used to that. No, they were great too. Paul Halroy coached them.
Yep.
They were great. We got beaten in the semi-finals, in second semi-finals again. East Brighton that time.
Bit of a rivalry with the Vampires.
Yeah, it was on the ground, but we're great mates off the ground.
Yeah, sure.
Well, like Steve Hill and myself, we used to, you know, while the game was on, we used to give each other shit, but then afterwards we used to just go in and have a couple of beers and laugh about it.
All forgiven.
Yeah, and East Brighton, when we beat them both times, Murph, their coach, he was terrific. He'd come in and shake our hands. And Peter Larson, I think he's coaching.
He's now,
He was terrific too. He come in and just said, "You're the best side." And the players were on the ground. We used to belt the shit out of each other or whatever, but I feel we were fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's I can always say it's been a pleasure to go to St Paul's and see Ken's smiling face, whether it's behind the bar or the barbecue or wherever. But you know, he's a competitive beast. There's no doubt about that, and very proud of his footy club, which is probably why we get on as well as we do. Kenny's one of those blokes that goes about his business without any fuss. He just gets on with the job. From the surface, you wouldn't expect that he would necessarily take too much interest in the game. Let me tell you, that is a complete facade. He does, in fact, get very serious about it. He just does his best to hide it because I think he feels that he probably doesn't get as much stick that way.
After 18 years, and you've given it away now as president this year, you're a bit free to do what you want. So is that about going to watch the doggies every week, or do you get around other footy, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I do something else.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your Saturday afternoons?
I've been to the races with my sons a few times, and I just drift around. I haven't actually seen a game at St Paul, so I'll probably go next week. No, it's pretty hard because they've got a new president. If you know what I feel like, I don't want to interfere with the running of the club. You know, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do, but I don't think anybody there would doubt your contribution over a long period of time there. It's certainly acknowledged, so...
Yeah, I suppose I'm doing the wrong thing, I don't know. But,
no, you can get down there whenever you want to. Whenever
you
want
reckon?
to. Yeah. So, induction into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know, you're a pretty laid-back sort of a cat and you like a laugh and it's a good time at the footy. That's a pretty serious award, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does it mean to you?
It means everything to me. I just can't believe that I got it because to me, I really don't deserve it. You know, there's a lot of other people. I get a lot of help from people. You know, people help me at St Paul's. You know, and all those other names you see on the board, I'm not, you know, I haven't done half the things that those people have done, I don't reckon.
So
actually, I was thinking when I read the letter, how could I get this?
Yeah.
You know.
In my personal opinion, I don't think there's anybody more deserving than Ken Shaw. He was a pleasure to be around, and the club wouldn't have had the success or you know, we got the following that we did if it wasn't for Ken. And in terms of what he's done for the Southern Footy League, I think he's held a lot of positions from our club, and he's been the face for us in terms of the Southern Footy League. So I think he's, like I said, from our club and my point of view, I don't think there's anybody more deserving than Kenny Shaw of that honour, and it'll be great to have his name on there, I think.
There are a number of people that I could think of, but none more than Ken Shaw. He's been the backbone of St Paul's Football Club for as long as I can remember, and an absolute gentleman. And I can't think of anyone that's more deserving of the award.
What if I put it to you that there are a lot of people out there who believe you're a fabulous leader and you've done an awesome thing for your footy club, and that's why you've been inducted, and it's acknowledged by the community. Where does that sit with you?
That's a difficult question you've asked me here. Yeah, it's great, really, but you know, I was just one person amongst a whole football club, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
And just trying to get that footy club to be, we had to change its culture first off, and then to get it so people would come and watch it, we had to become successful. And I had a committee behind me, and I made a few, decisions that probably people didn't like, but that's the way it goes, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it stands for the record, doesn't it? With grand final appearances and premierships. That's what it's all about. Kenny, there's never enough time to talk to you. Whenever I see you at the footy, it's always good for a bit of a yak. Just want to say congratulations on your induction into the SFNL Hall of Fame. Yeah. And with whatever you decide to do next, enjoy yourself, and thanks for your time.
Thanks very much. If I can just thank the committee of the Southern Footy League for giving me such a great honour as this. You know, it's something that I never expected, and I'd just like to thank them very much. And thanks to the Southern Footy League, I had a great 18 years here, or 20 years with the under-8. Had a lot of fun and met a lot of good people. So thanks very much for that.
Well
thanks
done,
a lot.
Good job.
Good
well
on
done,
you.
mate.
Thank
Cheers.
you.